So we had a Tackle World customer who was asking us about the software for fishing and outdoors businesses,
Yeah.
and specifically how we go about importing invoices. But before we get into that, Justin, in terms of the software, if you're talking to a Tackle World business or anybody in the fishing and outdoor space, what would you say are the key reasons or the key benefits of software for their type of business?
Yeah, in that space, it's probably more the workshop facilities that we offer. So tracking, rod and reel repairs, the serial number tracking as well.
Yep.
And then what we call kits or manufactured goods. So if you're selling sort of rod and reel combos, you might sell, this line with this rod, this reel, and a couple of sinkers. It'll
And
sort of
and net, those sort of things.
exactly. Yeah.
And we can sell by weight too. So they could sell bait by the kilo or half kilo or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah, correct. Yeah, another good one. Yeah.
Okay. And elsewhere in that space, let's say they wanted to include local fishing shop information, for example, on receipts, they could do that and easily have that fed within the software.
You can, yeah, you can pass on local knowledge, warranty info when you're selling specific products. So,
Yep.
yeah, you can utilize those receipts and invoices for anything.
And look, sometimes there are fishing bait and tackle shops that kind of cut across into the whole firearm space as well. And
Correct.
so if you're selling items that have got some sort of age check or, ID requirement, we're able to gather that information too.
Exactly right. Or even gun space hire. So, like, storage space hire for guns,
Yeah.
and obviously the serial number that I spoke about as well. So, yeah, lots sort of crossover.
It's interesting. We're in a bunch of different marketplaces, jewelers, bike shops, garden centers, pet shops, toy shops, music shops, sewing businesses, news agencies, all these different businesses.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, there's actually synergy between the different marketplaces. What we do for one works for another, but in a sort of a different way for them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny. Like some of the things you put out in the software, it's, a year or two later, the other industry will adopt it, and you
Yeah.
you think at the time, like, how is this even suitable for that industry? But yeah, you're 100% right. Like, I mean, that's a good thing about, having a broad range of industries that we deal with. There's a lot of benefits to doing software for each of those industries.
And before we started recording this, you were just talking about how much you love the fishing related suppliers because of how organized the invoices are.
I know it it's baffling, but we've done a heap of testing, as you know, with the new AI invoice import.
Yeah.
We've seen invoices from many different, industries, and yeah, fishing's definitely the best. It's
It's
amazing.
interesting because it's not, when you think about retail in Australia, you think about, clothing shops and food shops and things. You don't necessarily think about fishing bait and tackle, but here
No,
it is. It's one of the best organized and most advanced technically.
correct. Yeah, so definitely my favorite at the moment.
Let's get into it. Show us what you can
Yeah.
do with importing an invoice. And this
Oh,
is using the new AI tools in the software.
exactly right. Yeah. So obviously we spoke about the other benefits, which I'm not going to go through today. But a lot of the feedback these days is more around the AI tools we've got within the software. And I guess the main one to that is the AI invoice import. So in short, we can essentially get basically any type of file, depending on what file the supplier gives you. Typically, it's going to be a PDF file,
Mhm.
and you can get AI to analyze that file and bring in all that data without manually entering in
So
the
you're in that function right now, and you're
correct.
going to
Yeah.
go and what, select a file. You've got
Yeah.
an invoice there.
So I've
Yep.
just got an invoice here. As you can see here, it's 6 pages.
And
If
you've
I
anonymized that so that we can't get confidential information and that sort
I
of
have
thing.
exactly correct. So if I get AI to analyze that file, um, it's
So you're
probably
not, you don't even tell it the format of the file, or it figures out which columns mean what and all of that sort of stuff.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Typically, we've got CSV import facilities where you have to tell it, all right, look at column A for this info, B for this info, C, and
Right.
so on. Whereas AI, like obviously different invoices have different, whether it might be description at the start or, third column in, or, they might call a supplier stock code a product code. So it's
Yeah.
really smart in actually determining the different terminology in different suppliers use. But as you can see here, within a couple of seconds,
So it's got
uh,
53 stock items.
53 stock items,
Wow.
yeah. So just in short, you'll see the ones in white means I've had these items in my database already.
Yep.
So that's why it's all already got a department associated with it.
Yep.
Um, Everything in red means they're brand new items that I've never sold before.
Hmm.
Um, so there's a couple of smarts about it. You can use the item tools down the bottom here to set all your departments. So if this supplier only supplied, say, rods or
Hmm.
apparel or whatever it might be, you can do that, and that way you're not going through individually. Otherwise, you can go through individually and categorize or put a department against those products.
Right.
Um, as you can see here, the total cost is $6,002.58. If I go down to the bottom of this invoice, you'll see excluding is that correct price, 6,002 and
Yep.
58. So yeah, really spot on. Um, I mentioned you got the item tools there, but you can also set your departments per your supplier as well. So if this supplier did, basically supply all apparel, you don't even have to set your own departments for it. It can automatically have that info set. Um, but yeah, once you do that, you click add item. And again, there's a couple of smarts. You can click this button here and that will add all the items in. Otherwise,
Nice.
you can come down here, go add all stock items in.
Yep.
I'm not going to do it, but once you do it, you click on save to arrivals. Take away me talking, it's probably going to, do that in less than a couple of minutes. So as
So
you
I've
can
also
see,
got the ability to go and modify prices, set up my web price, do all that sort of stuff from within that screen too, if I want to.
exactly right. Yeah. And even if you hover over it, you'll see the existing pricing compared to the new
Yeah.
pricing as well.
Um,
And you can even click in it and see all the different info about that stock item.
you were mentioning you had an invoice. Was it from Shimano?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you got that there? Can you show that to us?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'll just, sorry, I've got the Zoom screen in front of me. Shimano, here it is.
Right.
So if I click on Analyze, I think I've got Shimano in there. One thing I didn't show you is I've got all the supplier info in already. If
Right.
it was sorry, no, I lied, I
You
don't.
haven't
So
got
this is a
Shimano in
perfect
there.
example.
Yep.
So I haven't got Shimano in as a supplier. So if I go yes to that, it's actually going to bring all the supplier info from the
Yep.
invoice as well. So I don't have to type in their address, ABN, email address, all that sort
Yep.
of stuff. So yeah, again, that will add all the items in. You saw it took less than 10 seconds. It's got, six or seven items there. And it actually, so one thing about this Shimano invoice is, again, really clever. You'll see that it's got three different columns for quantity. So it's got ordered quantity, back ordered quantity, and invoice quantity.
Hmm. Hmm.
And even it's actually, brought across the correct quantity field. So,
Yeah.
these two items here weren't supplied and it hasn't brought it across.
Right. Okay. Um, Pretty simple, very fast and straightforward. Have you got another invoice there you can show us?
Yeah. Let's go to this one here.
Right. This is a little less organized.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
You
What's
just
this
got the
saying?
the the part number, and then you've got this blob of information.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, I'll show you another one as well, because even when it goes to, say, two lines on the invoice, it will still bring across that as well.
And look, while it's just doing that, you did
Yeah.
this for another supplier. I want to say with them in a different marketplace, the health marketplace.
Yeah.
Was it how many pages was that invoice?
Yeah. That was 16 pages. Um, I think about, I don't know, 30 different line items on each page as well. And
Right.
that probably did it in a couple of minutes. Um, I do want to sorry, I'm just bringing up an invoice here because there's an invoice where it's got uh, the description of the product over two lines. Um,
Not that one.
no,
No.
no, that's all right. But oh, here it is here, the
Yeah.
Shimano one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes.
So yeah, I'll do the Shimano one again, but yeah, it's pretty clever in the sense it'll pick up those two lines and bring it across as one description. I'll just do that Shimano one now.
And
Analyze that
it's
file.
smart enough to be able to figure this stuff out just by analyzing it. And this is one of the beauties of AI because even if a supplier changes their printed invoice format, we're going
Yep.
to be able to import that without a problem.
Correct, 100%. Yeah. So you'll see here over on the right-hand side, it's got this item and the spinning reel as a
Yep.
second line item, but over here it's brought across
Put
as
it in as one line.
one description. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, really good smarts about it. And as I said, we've had customers say they're saving, 5 to 6 hours a week just doing it this way, bringing stock in. It also creates that consistency as well. So if you've got multiple people, arriving stock for your business,
Yep.
I might describe something a bit different to you might describe it. So yeah, it creates that consistency and obviously speeds up the process as well.
Yeah, look, it's fantastic. I mean, it's a real game changer. Outside of what you're showing there with bringing the invoices in, of course, the AI tools are really good for helping people to understand whether theft might be an issue, to see when they don't have stock that they should have because they would have easily sold it,
Yeah,
to see if they've got too much stock, and to really help them reduce the number of mistakes they might make in the operation of their business.
correct. Exactly. And even the just while we're on the fishing one, I don't think I've got it set up, but particularly with the e-commerce integration. So just while we're on AI, we've got the stock item blog post as well,
Yep.
which is another really good tool. So
And that will generate a blog post based on the item that you've got sitting in your website.
it will, yeah, yeah. So look, I'll quickly demonstrate now. I know the video was only meant to be about the sorry, I've got the Zoom. Yeah, I won't, but I'll do another video on it. But yeah, basically, it'll create a stock item blog post for you, describing the product a bit easier. We've got AI pricing as well, which is another really good one. So
Just on the blog post, just to flesh that
yeah,
a little bit more. So from within our retailer point of sale software, you can click on the stock item, you can have it generate a blog post, and it will publish that blog post to your website, date and time that you choose,
correct.
to help get your content out there quickly and efficiently.
Yeah.
But it's specifically about what you're selling yourself rather than going and, getting something, information from somewhere else speculatively.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And just while we're on the screen, the AI pricing is really good as well. So that will give you three different price points of what your competitors in your location are selling that same product for.
Yeah.
So firstly, if you're unsure of what to price an item at, you can use the AI pricing as a bit of a guide. But then also too, if you feel like you can make a bit more out of a product or should be selling it for a bit less, you can, yeah,
Yep.
get that comparison really quickly and easily.
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else if you're pitching to a fishing and outdoors business? Anything else you would pitch as from a headline point of view? Hey, consider this because the thing is, there's a lot of general software out there,
There
general
is.
point of sale software.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about fishing and outdoor businesses, bait and tackle businesses, is their specialty retail and their local specialty retail.
Yeah.
And our pitch would be that software that's got facilities to leverage their specialization and their localness is going to be better software for them than something, say, from overseas or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, and you were spot on with the additional info. You can pass on receipts. You can also do discounted pricing for certain people in fishing clubs and so forth.
Well, the
Or
fishing clubs is a good one because,
yeah,
you could have a whole bunch of people who are members of a club.
yeah,
They could get a special price and they could raise money for the club as well, all within the
correct,
software and how it works.
correct, exactly. So yeah, as I said, there's a heap of functionality, but look, I know this video was meant to be about the AI stuff, and it's for good reason. Like we've had AI tools within the software for a couple of years now, but certainly the invoice arrival stuff, it's yeah, people are loving.
It's pretty cool. And it's, I think, a real game changer in terms of sort of what we do. Maybe if you stop sharing your screen, we'll
Yeah,
sort of wrap up. I guess from a fishing bait and tackle perspective, and particularly with a group like Tackle World, um, we've got ways that we can help them emphasize their localness, be smart in terms of the way they run their business, um, make fewer mistakes, and also sell online, very efficiently and effectively
yeah,
because of the integration with Shopify or BigCommerce or WooCommerce.
yeah,
We just make it very easy for them to do those things.
correct. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
When was the last time you went fishing?
Too long ago, actually.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the kids as an excuse, but
Yep.
probably since I had my first kid, so
I watch
5 years ago.
um I watch Alone on TV, which is just awesome.
Yeah,
And it's funny because you see them going out there and they're making their fishing rods and people are out there making gill nets and one guy made these spears that he was using.
yeah,
And I'm always suspicious of the gill nets because more often than not, they tend to not work. But there was one guy recently, and he like caught a fish a day for, I don't know, 30 days or something in a row.
Yeah, wow.
And he was in a great location. This was one of the ones filmed up in Canada. And you watch it and you think, oh, I've got to get out there. And it's just so inspiring.
I know. Well, yeah, I reckon I've caught less than 30 in my lifetime, but I did lie. I did try and take the kids out one time a couple of years ago, but yeah, I think I chalked that up as probably never doing that again until they get a bit older. So,
Yeah. All right. Thank
all
you.
right. Yep, no worries.